Joel 3 and 1. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem. And with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim Kakodash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Israel that rule well, and shalom to the Yakim, Akwathium, and the speckled bird listening and learning. Shalom. Joel 3 and 1. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem. So, right now, the time that we are speaking about is the end times, and clearly we are in the end times. Okay? Clearly. If you cannot see it, then there's something wrong with you. Okay? He who hath an ear, let him hear, and he. Well, those that hear but cannot hear, and those that see but cannot perceive, are the ones with the issues right now, because you have a lot of people, okay, that are believing right now in the teaching of the new covenant, okay, and we know that we're in the end times right now because of the straight up the listen. Iran is getting ready to shut everything down. They're going to mine the strait. Gas prices are skyrocketing. You got active volcanoes that haven't been active in hundreds or thousands of years. Earthquakes, uproars of the people. Okay, all right. Sedition. You got terrorism taking place on American soil. ICE agents in airports. Okay, not to make everything better, to make it a hell of a lot worse for people that are trying to come into the country or even leave. Okay. All right. All of these nations are actually looking at America, and they can't believe their damn eyes and their ears, man, as well as to the direction that this country is going. But what they do or don't understand, I want to say don't, because they don't understand the Holy Scriptures, and the Holy Scriptures say that these people they were going to dig a pit. They were going to set a trap, and they were going to fall into it themselves. And that is exactly what's taking place. I'm going to read verse 2. I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat. And we know that is over in the northern area of Israel. Okay, the land of Israel. Okay, Jehoshaphat or Yahweh Shaphat. Okay, which is Yahweh's judgment. All right. And I know the brother Yahweh the Maccabees was on with a live. I'm gonna have to peep that later. And it cut off on me. I was trying to watch it while I was on my way over here. But the valley of decision, okay, Yahweh's judgment, man, okay, Yahweh Shaphat, Yahweh's judgment. All right, and that's what's getting ready to take place, man. He's getting ready to judge the nations, okay, because of all the things that they have done to the children of Israel. All right. He's getting ready to judge the nations for everything they've done to the children of Israel, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians, and those that look like the other nations, the speckled bird that looks like the other nations, but come from the seed line of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, okay? And the 12 sons of Jacob, okay? The 12 tribes of Israel. All right, so everything that's being seen, that's taking place right now, is actually putting pressure uh, uh, on the people. Okay, and what a lot of people think is World War III is getting ready to start, and all hell, yeah, World War III is really the elites. Okay, the leaders of all of these mountains. Okay, and some of the hills that have agreed, okay, to get control of the people so that they can create a new world order. All right. But what is going to happen? A lot of these nations are going to turn on America because America is doing too much. Okay. That's what's going to take place, man. All right. America's doing way too much, man. And what's going to happen to people? These people are getting ready to lash out, and there's going to be an uprising. Okay, so I will gather them to. I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat. Yeah, matter of fact, let me get that word. Jehoshaphat. Yeah, they have Jehovah has judged. Okay, it's Yahweh's judgment. Okay, they have Jehovah. No, it's not. It's not Jehovah. It's Yahweh. Okay, has judged. All right. So if it is Yahweh has judged, okay, the valley of decision, okay, is going to be where all the nations come to fight. All right, and that's starting right now. That's starting as of what, a month ago when they started bombing Iran. Okay, so there's a lot of things taking place. Let me see if I can find anything else relevant. Um, okay, no, there's really nothing else relevant. Okay, so let me continue from the beginning. Okay, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, or Yahweh's judgment. Okay, the judgment of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, and will plead with them for my people and for my heritage Israel. Okay, like I said, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my lands. And that's why we have to teach to all the nations. We have to teach and try the spirit by the spirit, okay, of the Holy Scriptures, because while we're trying the spirit, okay, we may find an Israelite whose lineage goes back to Abraham. We may have. Let me say this again. We may find an Israelite that looks like the other nations. Okay, they may look like an Edomite, but their seed line goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We may have an Israelite that looks like a Moab. Okay, Bruce Lee, for instance. Okay, I don't know what's. Yeah, take their little ass over to the playground, shorty. Y'all making too much fucking noise. It's like 50 fucking parking spaces, man. There's 50 parking spots over there, 50 or 10 or 12 right here, and they park right next to me. How do I get so lucky, man? You know what I'm saying? You know? But like I said, they scattered Israel amongst the nations, so you're gonna have Israelites looking like the other nations. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. All right. So for you all black Israelites, ISUPK, I believe, is one of the main culprits, man. It says if you don't look like Wesley Snipes, you ain't no fucking Israelite. Well, I don't look like Wesley Snipes, man. Okay. All right. Okay. And they parted the land. Okay. Let me read it. Among the nations and parted my land. So you have Palestine. You have Ashkenazis. Okay. All right, and no telling if there's any other areas inside of our land that is being split up, you know, and that's what they have done. They parted our land, man, and there's heathens in there, and that's why it has to be cleansed. There's no getting around it. Okay, so I'm gonna go to I'm gonna get some scriptures too, so I'm gonna need this, but I'm gonna be reading again. It's a pamphlet by Megas Mulus. Is behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, martial law, and the concentration camps. Okay, this is the title. Let me see if y'all can. I hope y'all can see it. Okay, this is the title. I don't know if he has it online or if there goes another motherfucker gonna park right the fuck here. Oh, they leaving. Good. God damn, y'all. Like it must be the spirit of the Most High, boy. They feeling and they just feel comfortable and safe over on this side, you know. Yeah. Matter of fact, let me. I want to. I don't want to hold you too long with this, but I'm gonna tell you guys about a dream that my wife had. This is good stuff. Okay. All right. This is something that's going to encourage brothers, man, to continue in the new covenant, because my wife understands the faith that I have in the new covenant. She sees it, because I was talking to her about the scoffer that disappeared like a fart in the wind, um, after he got on my nerves for about 2 weeks, and I just ignored him and taught his judgment if he doesn't get his ass straight. So my wife said she had woke up, and this was yesterday. She called me while I was at work, and she told me that she had a dream after I had left. Why is this guy driving like this? I know her. You used to do that? Yeah, how you doing? Yo, phlebotomy. The chick over here does phlebotomy, and she drew my blood a couple times. Fine as hell. All right, but let me get back to the dream. Um, so she called me while I was at work, and while I was at work, she was telling me that she woke up, and because she heard me come back in the door, she woke up and heard me come back in the door, and when I came back in the door, um, she said I wasn't really saying anything. She just said, she was saying, you were mumbling. You had your hoodie on. I couldn't really see your face. And there was oil. You had oil all over you. Okay. So she was kept on saying, you had oil. It was all over you. You had oil on you. And when you know what I mean? You went down in the basement. And when I came to the basement door, there was oil all over everything. You had oil all over you. And she said, you weren't really saying anything. I couldn't understand what you were speaking about. And you had your hoodie on, so I couldn't really see your face, but I knew it was you. And she said that all of a sudden, a light, a real bright light was over top of my head. And she said, I looked up, and then she could see my face, and I had a smile, and I disappeared. Okay. So I'm going to read from Magus Mulus of the Devil's Wrath. Okay. Our forefather David once referred to the wicked as the sword of the Most High. And you can read that in Psalm 17 and 13. Okay. David, save me from the wicked, which is thy sword. And that's talking about Esau. Okay. That's talking about David knowing that he's coming back. Okay. At the end. All right. To have to deal with what we're getting ready to deal with. Okay. The concentration camps. All right. We're going to have to deal with not only concentration camps, but uh, the diseases that they're going to be putting out here. We're going to be having to deal with cannibals. Okay. The scriptures talk about us eating our own flesh, because you're going to have people out here that are so desperate. They may not take the chip. And I can't remember the name of the movie. I think it had Jason Momoa. If you Google Jason Momoa cannibals, let me see if I can find it real quick. Y'all, yeah, it's a good ass movie to watch, because it shows you exactly what's going to take place, man. Because this is reality that's going to start setting in. Um, all right, okay, it's called The Bad Batch. Okay, it's called The Bad Batch, and I'm telling you, let me see. I can see if I can. Yeah, this one right here. Yo, peep that movie right there, man. You know what I mean? Because it shows you, and it's not throughout the whole movie, but it shows you, like, I don't want to be a spoiler, but I'll tell you one part. There was some guys chained up, and they had limbs missing. Okay, because that's the reality of those that don't have that mark of exemption, those that are not in the new covenant. That those are the types of things that are going to start happening to you. Okay, so Psalm 17 and 13, save me from the wicked, which is thy sword. Okay, seeing that a sword is an instrument of death. All right, and we know Esau's sword, a blessing was the sword. That's why he has the military that he has. Okay, but Yahweh Shai, okay, his father Isaac came back as Yahweh Shai. Isaac gave him that blessing. So Yahweh Shai right now through the Spirit is removing that blessing, and you can see it the way that Iran is dealing with these Edomites, man. You know, the head tribe actually. All right, because Israel had a thorough ass military, man, and they're getting their asses kicked though. They're getting their asses handed to them by Ishmael. Okay, the older, what would they be? An older brother. Okay. All right. Yeah, they're getting their asses handed to them by them, man. That's it will be Elam Salakia. All right. But at the end of the day, the Esau is they're losing their blessing of the sword, man. Okay. And you're going to see it more and more and more. There's nothing that the United States has except for nuclear weapons, and that is their probably uh, uh, their final solution is going to be nuclear weapons, tactical nukes, man, on Iran. Okay, and then all the other Arab nations are going to go fucking nuts. Okay, and then Esau is really going to show his horns over here because he's going to be drafting people. He's going to be dragging young men out of their homes. Okay, these young dudes out here, these YNs, they're going to be dragging these dudes out of their homes to take their ass to military bases to be trained. Okay, they're going to put ARs in their fucking hands and tell them march, push-ups, sit-ups, pull-ups, climb rope. Okay, and then they're going to say after what is it, 6 fucking weeks of basic, they're going to they're going to put their ass on a transport plane or a ship, and they're going to send their ass over to fucking the Middle East to the Valley of Yahweh Shaphat, man, the judgment. Okay. All right, who shall frustrate or disappoint the intent and desire of the Heavenly Father? Okay, there's nobody is going to stop this, man. Nobody, you can't stop this, man. Let me get this, man. What is that? Isaiah 55 and 11. Okay, Isaiah 55 and 11. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth; it shall not return unto me void. Who's going to upset? If the Most High says that the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, the valley of my judgment is going to take place. I'm going to have all the nations come there because I'm going to plead with them for my people Israel. Okay? Who is going to upset that? He just says, so shall my word be that goeth forth. That's what we're speaking right now. The words of the Most High, Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai, out of my mouth it shall not return unto me void. Okay? But it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereunto I sent it. Okay, so being on the highways and hedges, doing the sit downs on the videos, all of these things are being seen by the elites. All of these, they know what the fuck is going on. Everybody knows who the Israelites are now. Okay, that's why they don't give a damn. They don't give a damn what Trump and Netan, Benjamin nigga never been a Jew. Okay, are doing. Okay, Donald Trump and Benjamin nigga never been a Jew. They don't give a damn what they're saying or what they're trying to do anymore. Okay, not even their own people. Over in Europe, they're finished with that. They're finished listening to these wicked ass fucking people, man. Okay, all right. Who has resisted his will? Okay, there's nobody that can resist that. Look. Donald Trump was talking about making America great. Okay, how was Donald Trump going to make America great? By trying to enslave, okay, people that aren't destroying the fucking place. Okay. All right. He's trying to destroy or get rid. He's trying to make America white again, not great again. Okay. And any Negroes or Latinos that are left here, and he made the statement. He said he'll have some people working on a farm. I'm gonna, if you want to be, if you're an illegal immigrant and we catch you, we'll put you on one of these farms, and then you'll have to do what the farmers tell you to do. Don't that what does that sound like? It sounds like slavery, don't it? It sounds like slave labor because that's what made America great in the first fucking place, right? The slave labor. All right, they made uh uh in today's words billions, trillions of fucking dollars. Okay, if they could do that now, if they could enslave all of the people that are working and just have them working as slaves, okay, have a market for the things that they want made or grown or whatever produce. All right, and these motherfuckers would make filthy, they would be filthy rich, man, beyond imagination through slave labor. And that's what they're going into. That's why they're trying to create artificial intelligence, because that's how wicked the so-called white man is. All right. All right, the so-called white man was created to be the murderer and destroyer. You can read Romans, the ninth chapter, okay, from 19 to 22. The vessel of dishonor, okay. All right, he's the vessel of dishonor, man. Edom has, is, and will continue to fulfill the sole purpose of creation, which is to play the role of the wicked as Cain, the progenitor of the Edomites in the reincarnation. He was the first murderer, okay? Because Cain came back as Esau, okay? That spirit came back. Cain, when he died during the time of the flood, when his seed line died during the time of the flood, okay? Well, I'm going to go into a reincarnation where it talks about after the third and fourth generation, he shall visit the sins of the fathers upon the children. So that's talking about you're going to have to come back and you're going to have to pay for your own sins, okay? We understand that. Okay, we know that Adam, okay, and the brother made a good point. If you believe that Yahweh Shai didn't have the laws in his inward parts, you're a damn buffoon, man. Okay? Because Adam had the laws in his inward parts. He was a living spirit. Okay? We know that Cain and Abel had the laws in their inward parts because Abel gave a sacrifice. There were no laws written at the time. Okay, and I'm going to look more into that because I'm going to dig and I'm going to show you that. I'm going to show you that, man. These men had the laws in their inward parts because the laws hadn't been written. Okay, all right. That's why you had before Yahweh Shai came. You had righteous men. Okay, that were obedient to the Most High through what? The Spirit, man. Okay, all right. All right. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please. Let me get that word void. Okay. Vainly, empty. Okay. Emptily, without effect. Okay. The words of the Most High are going to have effect, man, on this place spiritually. Okay. That's why you don't when you start talking about they're gonna when Great Millstone, when you hear them talk about um through the power and spirit of the Most High Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. And then they say that this place is being cast down through the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. So if it's being done by the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, why don't you believe that the new covenant is through the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai? If we say we're in a new covenant, it's because it's through the spirit. Okay? It's not a physical thing yet. Okay? You guys, man, you better get your heads out. This shit is getting ready to get fucking bad out here, and you guys are still playing around. You know? All right? And it was through violence and the sword that the so-called white man first came into power, beginning with Alexander the Great. Okay, and we know that Alexander, okay, his father's name was Philip the Macedonian, and Philip the Macedonian went back to Agag, okay, and Agag went back to Esau, all right, and Esau went back Esau went back to Cain. Okay, you have a seed line, okay, and what is that? Genesis the 3rd chapter, 3:14 and 15. Okay, the serpent is going to have the serpent seed is going to have enmity with the woman's seed, man. All right, seed line, a seed line. Okay, that's what's getting ready to take place, an epic battle between good and evil. Okay, and we know the so-called white man is the damn devil that the Bible speaks about, the evil, the seed, the Romans 9:19 to 22. It tells you, okay, that he is the vessel of he is an unrighteous vessel, man. Okay, the vessel fitted for destruction. You see, and this is the Most High saying that if I'm the potter, how's the potter going to tell me what to do with it? Okay, if I'm the potter, how's the two pots going to tell me what to do? Okay, all right. Romans 9. What is it? Romans 9:11. Before they were born and did any good or evil. Okay, that he chose. The Most High said, I chose, man. Which one that I wanted? Which one that I wanted to be righteous and which one I wanted to be the wicked? Okay? All right. And continuing with the conquering sword of Columbus, okay, that came over here and was just murdering the hell out of peaceful people. All right. As his kingdom draws towards its end, the devil plans to fiercely storm upon the Lord of the people of the Lord, having great wrath because he knoweth that he has a short time. Let me grab that. Revelations 12:12. Okay. All right. Revelations 12:12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens. Okay. Those that are in the new covenant. Okay. And ye that dwell in them. All right. That new covenant, like I said, woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. So Esau knows his time is up. And now that he knows his economy is getting ready to collapse, he knows that he's getting his ass kicked over in Iran. Okay, his own people are turning against him. The European Union, the UN, or not the UN, the EU. Okay, all of these people are turning against Esau. Okay, the so-called white man, because of what he's doing. They don't have enough time to finish their plans. They don't have enough time to finish their program. Okay. All right, let me continue reading. Undoubtedly, this extreme anger, rage, and fury will be displayed by the sword of the Most High. Okay, what did I just talk about as far as David talking about? Let me go back to that. Matter of fact, let me grab that. Psalm 17 and 13. Oh, Psalm 17 and 13. Okay. Let me read this again. All right. Undoubtedly, this extreme anger, rage, and fury will be displayed by the sword of the Most High, the devil, during the critical hour of martial law. Okay. How the fuck? Okay. Let me see something. Fucking people get on my nerves. All right, Salakia. Undoubtedly, this extreme anger, rage, fury will be displayed by the sword of the Most High, the devil. Okay, so Esau, his blessing was the sword during the critical hour of martial law. Okay, Psalm 17 and 13. Arise, O Yahweh, disappoint him and cast him down. Deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. And that's who we're talking about. That's what we're going into right now. We're talking about Esau, Edom, okay, whose blessing was the sword. You know, Isaac gave Esau the blessing of the sword after he gave Jacob his blessing. Okay, that blessing, your blessing shall be the sword, man, and he's gonna, you're gonna take over the whole earth at some point. Okay, you're gonna have the dew of heaven, the fatness of the earth. Okay, and that's why he's trying to do what he's doing. He believes that that's what's supposed to be. That he believes that the sword is going to continue his blessing, man. Okay, his inward. What is that scripture? His inward thought is that his house should continue forever, and it's just not. It's not going to happen, man. Esau, this it's not going to happen, man. All right, let me continue reading. In preparation for this very moment, Esau established Northcom, okay, the United States Northern Command, following the World Trade Center attacks on September 11th, 2001. Northcom is a unit of the U.S. Department of Defense and military. Its fundamental task and purpose essentially is to provide military assistance and support to U.S. civil authorities under the discretion of either the President or Secretary of State. Its jurisdiction includes U.S., Canada, Mexico, and portions of the Caribbean. So when you start looking at that ICE, okay. If you think that ICE is just operating here inside the continental United States, you're sadly mistaken. Okay, and now that they're in the airports, you can't listen, bro. This shit is they're getting ready to lock it down, man. You can't escape. Damn, it's a prison, bro. Yeah, this is the Most High set this up beautifully because it's taking, and I was just watching this other video, Salakia. I was watching I can't remember who the was it Ted Cruz, that fucking weirdo. Um, he was speaking on. Let me see if I can find. Let me see if I can find that. All praises due to Yahweh Shemel Shah. 4:14. Um, let me see if I can find this real quick. Yeah. So it's Ted Cruz talking about clarifying the 14th Amendment. Okay. Now I don't want to watch the whole fucking thing, Salakia, for this commercial. From 1861 to 1865, nearly 400,000 Union. In 1966, it passed the Civil Rights Act, declaring that the newly emancipated slaves were citizens of the United States. Mr. Worman, even after the Congress had the constitutional authority to enact it. Yes, there were. And so Congress chose a more permanent solution. See? The solution was to write citizenship itself into the Constitution, so that never again could a court repeat the mistake and the gross injustice of Dred Scott. All persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens. Sentence. Oh, shit. Lock in. So, when I was listening to that, I had to cut it off because, yeah, the music and all the shit came on. But when I was listening to that, they were really trying to say that blacks are not constitutionally, they are not citizens of the United States. So where this is going, where they're saying non-citizens, they're going to start to try uh, legally to say that we are non-citizens of the United States, to deport us. Okay, so look, understand. Let me do this. Let me read this again. In preparation for this very moment, Esau established NORTHCOM, the United States Northern Command, following the World Trade Center. Okay. Its fundamental task and purpose essentially is to provide military assistance and support to U.S. civil authorities. Under the discretion of either the President, Secretary of State, its jurisdiction includes U.S., Canada, Mexico, and portions of the Caribbean. They work closely with the Department of Homeland Security, or DHS, uh, uh, the NSA, National Security, the FBI, Federal, Central Intelligence, okay? All right, FEMA, or the Federal Emergency Management Agency, participating in joint training exercises with local, state, and federal law enforcement agencies while monitoring individuals, groups deemed and regarded as potential terrorists. So we understand that they have the ability. They have given ICE the ability to monitor certain individuals. Okay, the FBI, the CIA feeds these men intelligence, ICE agents intelligence. Okay, so they're working. They're all working hand in hand. There's, this thing is really, this thing that's getting ready to happen is really going to catch a lot of people off guard, because what they don't understand is this is something that all of the governments of the world, regardless of whether they're gonna get ready to fight over there in the Middle East, their problem is they don't want America to be on top anymore. Now we don't want you motherfuckers to be the spearhead, because of everything that they're trying to do. See, they're trying to still get control over the world's oil. Okay. Meanwhile, they're all supposed to be working in cahoots to keep the children of Israel in slavery, and if not in slavery, then to try and get rid of them. Okay, exterminate. Okay, so all of these things that are taking place right now, all of these agencies, all of these new uh, titles that have been given to these different agencies. They're all working together. No one is overseeing anyone. They're all working together to try to bring this thing to a head. So, like we say on a regular basis, if your ass ain't in a new covenant, man, you're getting ready to have some serious problems, man. All right. Private militaries and mercenary. What is that one? Is it Blackwater? I think it's Blackwater. Okay. And then you got all of these what is it, the Proud Boys? The Proud Boys are a lot of your ICE agents. Okay, you got a lot of neo-Nazi ICE agents. You have you got some serious characters. If you catch some of the tattoos on some of these dudes, when it gets hotter outside and they can't wear it, and they're not wearing them long sleeves, man, you'll start seeing more of the tattoos and shit um, coming out. And a lot of these guys are they're straight Nazis, man. They're hate groups they're being um, deputized basically by the government to come after Jake, man. Okay, all right. So private militaries and mercenary groups such as, there it is, Blackwater, Salaki, such as Blackwater, Academia, Interpol. Okay, all right, and the UN troops, in addition to U.S. military and federal law enforcement agencies. So when you start talking about the military is going to be out here, okay, you're going to have UN troops out here. All right, this whole thing is a bunch of fucking baloney. when it comes to them trying to say peace and safety and all of that, because when they say peace and safety, then sudden destruction is going to come. Okay, here we go with another fucking weirdo. Yeah, park your ass over there, man. Know why every fucking body want to park over here? Salakia. Shit. All right. So let me go back up a little bit. All right, private militaries and mercenary groups. Okay, they're gonna have mercenaries. Okay, like I said, Blackwater. They were sending Blackwater. They're mercs. They're private militaries, basically overseas contractors, to go over to war zones that they created. Okay, Afghanistan. They had a lot of Blackwater over there. Okay, just killing fucking people. You understand? You see? So private militaries, mercenary groups such as Blackwater, academia, Interpol, okay, UN troops, US military, federal law enforcement agencies will also be present on US soil to enforce law and order during martial law, because that's the main key right there. The martial law being called for because of either a major terrorist attack, which a false flag. Okay, there's going to be a false flag here in America probably in the next month or two. You know, if not sooner, because they really have to ramp this thing up, man. Okay, there's no getting around it. All right. As detailed in the previous chapter, their primary objective will be to round up the Israelites. Okay? You so called blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians. Where the fuck did he come from? All right. As detailed in the previous chapter, the primary objective will be to round up the Israelites, the main target of the elites. These military troops will pursue and hunt down, okay, and that goes into Rex 84. That goes into Rex 84, Israelites who resist and oppose and refuse the RFID microchip by invading their homes. Jeremiah 18 and 22. Let me grab that. Okay, Jeremiah 18 and 22. Let a cry be heard from their houses when they shall bring a troop suddenly upon them, for they have digged a pit to take me and hide snares for my feet. And that's what the Esau has done. Okay, he's created a situation by going into Iran, a perfect storm basically, and that perfect storm is going to allow things to escalate. Okay, gas prices are going to get astronomical. These people are getting ready to lose their goddamn minds because there's going to be a lack of food. There's going to be gas shortages. Okay, there's going to be a lot of layoffs. I was just talking to my wife about a video I was watching. A lady said, then it was 300 KFCs, 300 Popeyes, 300 all these restaurants. All these restaurants are closing fucking stores, man. Okay, so there's going to be people that are going to be out of work. These retailers out of work. People aren't going to be buying clothes. Okay, people are going to have to change their spending habits, and they're going to are they going to be fucking hungry and broke as hell. Okay, you're going to have to change your spending habits, or everything's going to fall apart for you. Okay, all right. And you can also read that in Second Ezra 16 and 70 to 72. Okay, as a matter of fact, let me grab my other book. I'm going to get it. You sure? No, I don't want to. Second Ezra. Oh, it is on Second Ezra 16 and 70, I believe it is. 70, 72. All right, yep. All right, for there shall be in every place and in the next city a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. Okay, when martial law is declared, they're going to be looking. They're going to be looking for the men of the Lord, man. Those brothers that are teaching the new covenant, brothers that have been in the field the third hour, the sixth hour, the ninth hour. Okay, see Nate and his congregation are not exempt. Tahar and his congregation are not exempt. Bubble Eyes, his congregation not exempt. ISUPK not exempt. Okay. All right, and mainly those that are teaching the new covenant because they fear the Lord, man. Okay, they actually fear the Lord because they're teaching, thus saith Yahweh Ba'ashim Shah. All right, detaining them and for matter of fact, let me continue reading. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. So when martial law is declared, okay, don't be surprised if some Nazis, okay, with ICE uniforms, UN uniforms, U.S. military uniforms, okay, local police with camo on, all right, come in the neighborhoods and start knocking on doors and saying, we need to do you got some food in the house? Do you got weapons in the house? How much food do you have? You understand? How much water do you have? All right, they're going to start doing this because what they're going to do is they're going to come back and inventory your shit. They're going to send some fucking trucks and they're going to take all your shit. Okay? They may take some gold chains. Shit, if you got gold, they're going to take that. You got on a gold chain, they're going to take it. Okay? You got on anything that they can sell. Anything they can eat, anything that they can wear. If you got bullets, they're taking them. Okay? They're going to come, and that's what that scripture is talking about. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Okay? All right? Yeah, you got to you got to go. You can't stay here no more. You know, we're trying to clear the neighborhood. We want you all to take your ass over to the Walmart, you know? And then they're gonna process you and they're gonna send you to a tent city. Okay? If the spirit ain't with you, this is what's coming, man. If you don't have the mark of exemption, this is what's coming. What's all in your house? You know? You got 10 motherfuckers outside, 15 people outside with fully automatics. Okay? Maybe a goddamn what of them damn half track or a fucking MRAP with a fucking 30 or 50 cal on the top that'll chop your motherfucking house in half. You know what I'm saying? You know, couple motherfucking helicopters flying over top. Pop, 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 pop. You know, what you gonna do if you don't have the mark of exemption, man? They're gonna come and, like the scriptures say, for they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. They'll jump in the back of that, get in that bus. We're gonna take you over to the processing center. And at the processing center, it's a red list, blue list, yellow list. Okay? The red list, they're going to put you in the truck over there because they're going to take you somewhere and they're going to fucking pop a hole in your head. Okay? The blue list, they're going to put you in that truck over there. They're going to take you to a tent city and they're going to try to rehabilitate you. Okay? Mentally rehabilitate you and force you to take the RFID microchip. All right? Y'all think this is a fucking joke, man. We are close. We're very close. All right, detaining them, and I just got done saying this, detaining them and forcing them into concentration camps. As for how Esau will track and locate these individuals, Esau uses various instruments and devices to spy Jacob. Cell phone, hidden cameras, televisions, computers. I got a tablet here. I got OnStar in my car. I'm sure they listen. I got my cell phone that I use right here. This one right here doesn't have internet, but I'm sure they don't. You don't need internet if they want to watch it and listen to you. Okay, you don't. All right. I'm sure my car probably has some cameras in this month. They got that. Like I was telling somebody, your inspection sticker. I was looking at one inspection sticker on one of my cars before, and I saw that fucking strip in it. So that strip is an RFID microchip. It's a chip. It's a tracking chip. Okay, if you don't understand that. Okay. All right. So Esau uses various instruments and devices to spy on Jacob. Cell phones, hidden cameras, televisions, computers, automobiles all have audio, video, and tracking chips. Okay, hidden within them to secretly monitor and record the population. In lieu of this information, America exercises security surveillance activity and efforts through something known as Homeland Security, in resemblance and similarity to Nazi Germany's Fatherland Security. The U.S. has even earned the title of Big Brother, being a regime that spies on its citizens, keeping them under surveillance. Security etymologically derives from the Latin securitas itself. Okay, it ultimately defined as secret care. All right, which is why scrutiny, surveillance, espionage, and vigilance are attributed to it. Any individual mentioned on FEMA's red and blue list can be located by the mercenaries and martial law troops. What I just get done saying a little while ago about all of these things that we have, all of these devices, okay, are going to allow these mercenaries, okay, and martial law troops to locate those individuals that they deem dangerous or that they deem red and blue list. Because red list, they're gonna pop your top, man. They're gonna put a bullet, they're gonna put a hole in your fucking head, and wherever you lay, that may be where they leave you, man. Okay? All right. If you are not covered by if you don't have that the wild, man, your ass is you gonna have problems, man. All right. Using Nazi Germany as an example, we can obtain some insight as to how Edom has in what Edom has in store following the declaration of martial law. Nazi Germany practiced book burning. So what are they going to do? They're going to turn they're going to turn some shit off. Let me go back to my other book, Salakia. Okay. All right. So using Nazi Germany as an example. Okay. All right. So and the Romans. Okay, because they what do you understand about when Yahweh Shah said when you see armies compassing Jerusalem, then flee to the mountains. Right now, the mountains, okay, are going to be the new covenant. Okay, you have to flee into that hiding place. Okay, you have to come into the new covenant to have on the garment of salvation. Okay, that's the wa or that mark of exemption. Okay, but using Nazi Germany as an example, Ecclesiastes 1 9 and 10, the thing that hath been, it is that which shall be. Okay, so there's nothing new under the sun, brothers. And that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. Is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new? It hath been already of old time, which was before us. Okay, so all of these things, everybody used everybody used historical events as a model. Okay, everybody has used and still is using those things as models, man. The events, okay, the war plans, okay, the setting up of societies, okay, and how Esau can separate Jake from himself uh, through financial a financial what's that word I'm looking for, crutch. Okay, they can create a financial crutch, okay, educational crutch for Jake so that he can't do as well, okay, especially when it comes to buying and owning homes. Okay, he takes away Jake's ability to do that, especially on a large scale, because he doesn't want Jake to create generational wealth. Okay, that's there it is. He doesn't want Jake to create generational wealth. Okay, when you start looking at Esau, the so-called white man, I know for a fact, okay, because I worked with a lot of white people, okay, in nursing, and I talked to a lot of old white people, and these people, they leave their children. The grandparents have already paid off their house from the 50s. That house is paid for. That so they'll move one of their children in there. Then they'll buy another house, and since the 50s up until the 80s, they'll pay off another house. They'll give that child that they gave, they'll get, hey, here's another house. Okay, you don't have to do nothing but pay the taxes. Then the grandchild will move into the first house. All right, then they'll get another house. Then they'll put it in their will and have an insurance policy on the house that is paid for when something happens to them, or they'll have personal insurance that'll pay for the house, give the family money. The parents will do the same thing, and then that's called generational wealth, man. And they don't want Jake to understand that. Okay, this is one of the things that he has done to keep us from this is one of the things that he has done, okay, to keep us in a position that we're in, man. Over and over and over and over. There's nothing new under the sun, and he'll continue that until he destroys us completely, man. Okay, and that's his objective. All right. So Nazi Germany practiced book burning and would be the equivalent today to shutting down of the internet, because that when martial law takes place, I believe at that point in time, um, there's only going to be a very short window for the elect to come in, okay, because martial law is going to usher in the forcing of the RFID microchip, because what is going to take place, the economy, the war is going to get worse, the economy is going to collapse, and this is going to happen. This shit is going to happen soon. This summer, this is going to be a bummer of a summer. I'm going to fucking tell you that right now. It really is. So when when this economy finally gets choked out, okay, um, martial law won't take place right away. They can't do it like that, because the people have to react. They have to have people on the street. Okay, the people can protest, but they can't be violent. What's going to happen is they're going to send in their own people to cause violence, and then we've seen that on video where they'll send in anarchists. That's what they call them. Okay, these people are Satan fucking worshipers, a bunch of demons, and they'll send them in, and they'll start chaos, and the cops will come. Okay, you got to go. Then the people will be like, well, we didn't do it, they did it. And the cops will be like, fuck that, it's over. They'll start busting. They're going to start shooting people at these protests. And like they have not, yes, they have. They already been shooting people's asses down, so they ain't got no problem doing that. Um, it's gonna get way worse, and people are gonna start fighting back, shooting back. Then it's martial law, okay? Then the economy being trashed, martial law being called for. Uh, there's no solution. People are gonna be like, I'm not staying in my fucking house. I gotta go out here and feed my family. So what's gonna happen? The total society breakdown is going to take place. Then it's going to be the Civil War. Once the Civil War starts, when you start talking about um, civil war, okay, this is when they're going to call in. This is when they'll call in the United Nations, and once the UN comes in, and U.S. military troops are on the streets, and everything is shut the fuck down. Nobody's going to work. Nobody's doing nothing. They're going to start instituting and forcing the solution, which is going to be the RFID microchip. Okay, all right. Oh, and book burning was practiced by Esau in ancient Rome during the siege of Jerusalem and during ancient Greece. Okay, all right, and that was in the. Let me go to the Book of Maccabees. Matter of fact, real quick, grab this. Um, and I believe that is going to be exactly. Let's see here, yeah. All right. Yep. First Maccabees 1 and 56. And when they had rent in pieces the books of the law, which they found, okay, the Greeks, and when they, all right, that's a good, I need to read that whole thing. But let me get to this because my wife got to go to see one of our daughters and went back in the hospital. She's having some problems. She had, I think I mentioned it, last year around this time, man. One of our kids had a stem cell transplant. She's up and down, man. So if y'all hearing this, man, put a prayer out for her. You know, wife and my stepmother gonna go and see her before they ship her down to Philly. If they do, alrighty. First Maccabees 1 and 56, Salakia. And when they had rent in pieces the books of the law which they had found, they burnt them with fire. And whosoever was found with any of the books of the testament, or if any committed the law of the king's commandment was committed, if any committed to the law, the king's commandment was that they should be put to death. So like I said, those that have the testimony, okay, those that have the testimony of the new covenant, this is going to be a similar event, and that's why I said there's no new thing under the sun. Okay, that's exactly why when I read that earlier, this is the same thing that's going to take place, man. All right, all right. And whosoever was found with any the book of the testament, or if any committed to the law, the king's commandment, or Esau's commandment. Okay, don't be trying to take no fucking pictures of me, you fucking devil. Yeah, can't stand these motherfuckers, man. Be ready to bust these motherfuckers upside their fucking head. All right. Or if any committed to the law, the king's commandment was that they should be put to death, and that's what's going to happen again. Okay. All right. You know, if you went during the time of the Greeks, what happened if you went against the law? If they found a baby circumcised, they would throw the mother and the baby, okay, off the fucking wall on top of their heads, man. Hang them by their feet and drop them down on the top of their fucking head. Okay, they found some people in a cave trying to have a teaching. Okay, the law. What happened to them? They got bundled up. They got bundled up and burnt. Okay. So those that fear the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, those that are keeping the covenant, okay, those that are teaching the new covenant, and what the scriptures say, touch not mine anointed. So these people are going to come and try to put their hands on brothers like the 11th hour, okay, Yahweh the Maccabees, Aka War, okay, and all two witnesses, all the brothers that are teaching the new covenant, okay, and what's going to happen to them? Okay, they're going to get put to fucking death, man, because they are the arks of the covenant. All right. In addition to spiritual famine, There will be Salaki, let me go back up. All right, the main book sought to be burned were the Holy Scriptures. This will commence the famine of the word. You can read that in Amos 8 and 11 and 12, and 2nd Esdras 5, and it's 9 to 10. In addition to the spiritual famine, there will be a physical famine as the government will seize control of all resources such as food, water, gas, electricity, with food, water, and clothing rations being allotted and distributed in the concentration camps. What did I read earlier in 2nd Esdras? What was that? 16 and 70, 71, 72. Okay. When I just got done reading was that they were going to come into your homes, man. They were going to come knock, or they're going to come knock on your fucking door. And if you tell them, I ain't opening the door, they're going to kick it down. They're going to beat you down. They might kill you in there. Okay. Are they going to knock on your door? You let them in your house. They're going to inventory everything that you have in there. Okay. Every fucking grain of rice, every bean, every bullet, any gold chains that they might be able to use. They're going to take all of your shit. They're going to take, like I said, clothes. If you have things that they can use or wear, okay, all right, they're going to take it, man. You got a nice Carhartt hoodie, they're going to take it, all right? And they're going to tell you, okay, it's time for you to leave. Go pack, don't pack shit. Just go. You can get food and clothes at your local Walmart. You're going to get processed in, and they're going to going to bus over here or over there, according to the red and blue list, and a red, blue, and yellow list. Okay? That's what's getting ready to happen. The devil will initially use deception and persuasion to round up and beguile Israelites into receiving the mark. Revelations 13 and 16. He shall cause all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to really receive his mark. So, what's going to happen if there's no grocery stores? There's no job, no grocery stores, you're out of food. Okay? Hey, listen, we got these reparations for you. All right? People are talking about they're going to give us the money that's on our social security cards and all this other happy horse shit. You guys, hey, listen, they tell you that they're going to give you 10, 15, 20, 30, $50,000, 150, 350,000 on your chip. We're going to put all that on your chip. Okay? What fucking grocery stores are open? What mall is open? What car dealer is open? Gas is probably going to be $15 fucking a gallon. Okay, what are you going to do with that money? It's just for you to believe that you're going to have some comfort, that you're going to be able to go back to your home. But what does the scripture say? Okay, he that consenteth unto him shall be had in derision, man. Okay, you're going to be had in derision because what you don't understand is once you take that, the Most High no longer recognizes you. Okay. And if the Most High no longer recognizes you, what does that mean? That you have to be left here on this earth, okay? All right, you will not receive salvation, man. You will not be taken out of the hand of your enemy. You're going to be left here to burn with his ass, man. Okay? And those that escape will not escape. All right, those that escape will not escape because we're going to find you hiding in these deep underground military bunkers, okay? Wherever they may be, New Zealand or fucking Canada or Greenland or wherever. Okay, we're gonna dig you out the deep underground military bunkers, all you elites. We're gonna slap chains on your asses. Okay, all the Psalms of 83rd chapter crew, and your first job is going to be to bury the dead after the nuclear destruction here in America. You're gonna go into Jerusalem. You're gonna clean it up, bury the dead. Okay. All right. He that diggeth a pit shall fall into it, because that's what's getting ready to happen to you fucking devils. All right. The same way the serpent beguiled Eve, there are already advertisement, commercials, films, and celebrities promoting and endorsing the RFID microchip. Propaganda and psychological conditions were also tactics used, okay, in Nazi Germany. The majority of our people will trust the devil's system, okay? Once they say that the economy collapses, okay, you're gonna have just like the jab. You're gonna have a lot of people say, "Well, shit, I gotta go do it because I gotta go to work. You can't come to work unless you get it. You can't get groceries unless you get it." Then you're gonna have a bunch of people fighting against the shit, protesting. Okay, civil war. Okay, all right. Okay. Aside from deception, the final option and resort of the devil will be to use the sword, martial law. With anti gun control legislation being pushed, it makes the agenda of the elites that much easier. Once the masses are mercilessly gunned down by troops, that's why I told my family, stay the fuck away from the protests. Okay? Mercilessly gunned down by troops. And the devil will culminate the devil's wrath culminates in death, and then will Israel seek the Lord. You have to see, Jake has to be put in an adverse situation. He has to be really put in an adverse situation. Okay, go to jail. Okay, I'm gonna read the Bible while I'm here. I'm gonna be a good boy, and you know, I'm gonna do everything that I'm supposed to do. Okay, Jake won't get right until he loses that job. Okay, all right, until everything crumbles around his ass, man. Okay, he gets sick. He gotta just like when I used to do this shit. I ain't gonna fucking sit here and be I'm not Mr. Goody Two Shoes. Like I told you, probably a couple blocks over that way, I shot at people back in the '90s. I ain't no fucking Goody Two Shoes, man. Okay, I ain't about that right now. But don't push me into no fucking corner either. All right. But Hosea 15, I will go and return to my place till they acknowledge their offense and seek my face and their affliction. They will seek me early. Okay. So we, brothers that are out here trying to tell our people, okay, the blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians that they're the children of Israel. They have laws. They have dietary laws and they have other laws pertaining to usury and theft and how to treat women, how to treat their husband, and men, how to treat their wives and children, okay, and different things of that nature. We try to tell them about the prophecies. We're talking about the new covenant right now and teaching it, trying to tell people, okay, that the things that are coming, all these things that I've mentioned, okay, that are coming, the only way that you are going to be able to escape those things is if you come into the new covenant, okay, okay, all right, until they acknowledge their offense. You have to repent and you have to convert and come into the new covenant, man, to receive the garment of salvation. Okay, to receive the Thawah, the mark of exemption from all of these things that I just got done speaking about, or you will be left here, okay, all right, to be melted along with the so-called white man, all right. And with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakodash. Again, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Israel that rule well, and shalom to the Akim, Aquathium, and the speckled bird listening and learning. Shalom.